Welcome to 4QMS and Motivated and Strong. I have always been very strong-willed. I guess some people say it's stubborn. Whatever you want to call it, it has served me well throughout life. And since I was diagnosed with MS, it has served me even better. I have been making videos for a couple years now. The reason I'm doing it is twofold. One, I want to leave a legacy for my son. I want to let him know that regardless of what challenges you're facing, you can live your best life. The other reason, and just as important, I'm making these videos for anyone impacted by MS. My videos are typically about me, but they're never bragging and they're never, hey, look what I can do. I fully realize that everyone with MS is completely different. We all have different abilities, and I'm not trying to suggest anything different. Quite frankly, it is not lost on me that I'm doing pretty well with my MS, but it is not without a plan. I'm not just laying around waiting for my DMT. I am actively changing my diet, meditating, doing different exercises to make sure I stay in shape. Some things in life are just non-negotiable. I may negotiate how I do them, but if I want to do them, I'm doing them. This video is about traveling. It's about being with friends and, quite frankly, partying. I just spent a hot weekend in Nashville. It was 98 degrees, the feels like temperature 106. I walked 13,000 steps. There was a plan to this. If I didn't plan, I would not have been able to do this. I start the day off like I start off any other day. A lot of meditation and breathing exercises. I am preparing myself for the day. Now we'll move on to the medicine phase. I have to medicate sometimes because the pain in my feet is unbearable. Now on a typical day, I will not medicate, but I will use creams, things like lidocaine or THC cream for my feet. On days where I know I'm going to walk a lot, I will typically take a Lyrica. That seems to do the trick and keeps my foot pain at bay at least for a handful of hours. Now, the one other thing I will tell you about medicating, I told you I use creams, whether it be lidocaine or THC cream. I bring that cream with me, and throughout the day, I put it on my feet 2 or 3 times during the day. I knew we were going to Nashville and there was going to be drinking involved. Now, I don't typically drink, but I will on special occasions, and this was a special occasion. I'm gluten-free and dairy-free, so I do not drink beer, but I do drink hard seltzers. Here's what I did. In between every single drink, I had 2 glasses of water. Remember, you have to hydrate. I also left some drinks not totally empty. Now that would have been a sin in my college days. This may sound weird, but when I was younger, way before MS, I never liked to have my back to a door, and I would sit myself accordingly. Well, with MS, I'm working on positioning. So when we were walking into bars in Nashville, the first thing I did is I looked for the exit sign. The second thing I did was look for where the bathroom would be. And the third thing I did was look for where the AC vents were. And I positioned myself in the appropriate place where I was close to the bathrooms and close to the AC vents. It was 98 degrees outside, but I was plenty chilled when I was in a bar. I was always brought up to give my seat to a lady, and that's something I would always do. And when it comes to ladies, I treat my wife like a queen. Now, this is a little bit different. We knew we were going to be out, we knew we were going to be partying in crowded bars, and it would be hard to find a seat. This was part of the plan. We had pre-negotiated that if we saw a seat, I was going to take the first seat. Additionally, we also took power naps. We spent the entire day in bars. Before we went out to dinner, all of us hit about an hour power nap. Now look, it's not a long nap, but taking that nap allowed us to go 20 hours during that day having lots of fun in Nashville. These are just little tricks. Again, it doesn't mean you have to go out and party. It doesn't mean you have to be up for hours. What it does mean is have a plan and stick to that plan. So the last thing, even though I'm very disciplined, I definitely can live by a bend, don't break philosophy when I'm on vacation. So bend, don't break means, listen, I'm gluten-free and dairy-free. I stayed gluten-free and dairy-free the entire time. I try to drink about a half a gallon or more of water a day. I stayed on my hydration plan. Now, where did I bend? I typically intermittent fast. I only eat between noon and 8 p.m. But I did know we were going to be getting up early. I knew we were going to be out and about all day. So for the weekend, I ditched the intermittent fasting. For the first time in about a year, I had a full breakfast. It was really good, I have to be honest. Hard getting back into intermittent fasting. But throughout the day I ate. We also ate late at night. Again, that was my bend. I didn't worry about it, but I didn't break. I stayed gluten-free, I stayed dairy-free, and I continued to hydrate. Before the trip, I knew it was going to be hot. I knew it might be a little bit miserable. I could have backed out, but if I backed out, that would have been my MS winning. And MS is not going to win. It's not going to win on me, and I don't want it to win on you. I'm not saying we can prevent what may happen. I'm not saying I have superpowers. What I am suggesting, and I continue to do this in all my videos, is have a plan, try something different, do everything you can to get around MS. MS is part of you, but it does not dictate what you do and how you live. I hope these tips have been a little bit helpful to you. I'm here. I will be here next week with another video. I will continue to share what I'm doing to live my best life, and my goal is to help you live your best life. Best to all of you. See you soon.